Once again, hi guys. My name is Olab Khaled. Very quickly, I'd like to just share with you uh, a typical Nigerian, average bad Nigerian, psychoanalytic kind of mentality. An average, bad and terrible Nigerian leaders wants to kind of have everyone just say yes and sir to him or her, particularly when it comes to it. And Nigerian leaders who's got fleet of cars, what millions of naira, probably within a particular park or car garage. You could have vehicles worth of over 200 million or probably 300 million naira. And yet these guys go on the road, they don't even pay insurance because what? Our laws are so weakened. When they pay insurance based on the value of the vehicles, I'm sure they're going to come into the right senses that it makes sense to live within their means and also not to live above the threshold of what an average public servant, you know, perception should command. An average Nigerian leaders, particularly the bad ones who have actually held us in captive since, from inception of the Republic of the Nigerian state, the 1960 to date, we haven't really seen anything too different apart from the fact that some of them have actually metamorphosed, few have actually metamorphosed from being, you know, the typical, the military junta kind of ideological, status and gravitated into hypothetically what they claim to be, repentant Democrat. In my view, I would want to say that there should be a law barring political elite who have been found wanting or culpable of, particularly even guilty of, you know, some crimes relating to corruption charges. Unfortunately, we have not been able to get many of that because the system itself is so broken and is so palatable for them to get away with daylight robbery, technically, what we call financial misappropriation and all that. In a country where an average Nigerian live below $1 daily, and you have an average senator earning about 14 million naira every month. You have members of House of Rep from facts and the public domain earning about 7 million naira every month. Don't you guys have conscience? If you earn as much as this, how the hell are we or the heck are we going to fix the dilapidated infrastructure ranging from our schools to our hospitals, to our roads, the bridges, the rail system, the transportation network? It is sad, it is unfortunate that we've got people who would rather crave power as against common decency. They always crave strength against the weakened. They always try to dash the hope of an average citizen who would rather work hard, who would rather remain resolute and positively committed to a just cause and a very responsible way of living. When we look at the state of insecurity today, I wonder, I think it's just not a question of the man at the end of a fair in Abuja. It's a question of oneness, love. It's a question of how do we get the society working through our laws. We need to strengthen our laws. The laws are so weak that these leaders can't reside in orderly societies because they will be jailed in 3 months. They will be jailed in 3 months because of their stupendous, reckless lifestyle. I mean, these guys are so complacent that they will have nannies, they have drivers, and they have cleaners, and they crave it so much when they see people hobnobbing around their premises trying to plead for just money to have their daily meals. That is how the society is working in Nigeria. But when we come to look at a holistic approach and start coming up with very robust solution and having a more responsible engagement within, particularly starting from the youth of the nation, we are the heartbeat of the country. It unfortunate, it is regrettable that we get divided to four major cards, and they know it very well. And they play it so easily that even when they're not there, when you and I tend to engage, we bring it up because it's a usual card that has really, really worked for them. One, the political card. Two, the religious card. Three, the ethnic card. And finally, the, of course, financial economic status card. They know that if any one of these doesn't work, it means that something somewhere is wrong. Fellow countrymen, we need to start paying attention to these guys. With the present laws and with the present constitution that we have that allows for people who have been found culpable of financial crimes get away under a very, very, very concerning, legal system where we know that the legal practitioners can only also operate within the purview of what the law provides for. Unfortunately, the same legal mind who are so savvy and so sound, they know the solution. They know that the major solution to our problems is to ensure that those laws that are not working in tandem with the spirit of constitutionalism, with the spirit of accountability, with the spirit of transparency, with the spirit of robust engagement, where we as a country can start competing globally with the first world, from infrastructural growth to political realization of inclusivity, and then, of course, much more importantly, we need to demystify the financial bogus reward attached to public service, attached to political offices. These are the reasons, and particularly one major reason, and the very big motivation that is making everybody desiring to be a leader. You want to be a leader because you know that this is what goes to X when you are a senator. This is what becomes Y when you are a member of House of Assembly, State House of Assembly, Federal House of Assembly. Of course, you have even the chairman, which is the grassroots local government, have actually been crippled. We hope that the new laws will be able to vindicate and then, of course, extricate this, the most downtrodden that is also close, and the grassroots that is closer to the grassroots in terms of governance. We need to start having a healthy conversation and start paying attention to these rogues who claim to be leaders. Uh, we must also acknowledge the fact that things are quite challenging. However, I think we can do better than what we're presently experiencing. Right now, just recently, the Houses of Assembly has been inaugurated, and so precisely, they've also elected leaders along party lines. We do hope that uh, the party involved, of course, APC, which is the ruling party, will take advantage of this to have a full grasp that a very formidable executive arm is equally as good as a formidable legislative arm. If you have the wrong legislative arm and then you have the right executive arm, things are not going to work. So we need to take advantage of this unity to start coming up with policies and rules and regulations. If it's possible, rewrite our constitution. If we have to go the Singaporean ways and then the Chinese ways, where if you're found guilty of financial misappropriation of a particular magnitude, that could have taken care of a bogus amount of our average citizen. You could go we can have the capital punishment melted on such. And then we would start getting serious. As Africans, we don't get things sunk until we know that these consequences seem to be quite huge and enormous than indulging in such crime. So there's a saying going, saying like the saying goes that if you are not going to do the time, then don't do the crime. In other words, our politicians should start learning to know that the jail, the cell, is also meant for public officials. The prison yards that they have abandoned, where people defecate on themselves, people, where they are actually held in captive, especially and unfortunately for those who have no established cases or those who've got like misdemeanor cases, not even felony, kept incarcerated for as many years as possible awaiting trials. Come on, guys. We need to wake up. Let's start paying attention to our leaders. We need to hold them accountable. We need to hold them into account. They need to start telling us in transparent manner what they're using the taxpayers' money to do. On this note, I like to say it's our conversation, and we're not going to stop engaging ourselves until we get it right. Do have a wonderful day. See ya. Be ya.